How you doing, YouTube? Matt, Massive Beer Reviews. New beer time, new brewery time. I've had a couple of beers from these guys, but they just opened, at least for their members they have, and that is Muckraker, the Beermaker. And this is their Lede, I believe is how you pronounce it, Mango Morning. It's an ale aged in gin barrels with mango. Yeah, Tom over at Muckraker has been kind of cultivating beers for a while now. If you actually want to go hear about his brewery, it's really interesting stuff. He's doing a lot of wild fermented, spontaneously fermented kind of beers out of North Jersey, and we did a podcast with him. I don't know, God, it's been several months now. You can go check that out, the old podcasting app, your favorite podcasting app. But as far as this beer goes, like I said, they're doing kind of like I don't want to say a soft opening, almost like a soft rollout of their beers. They have kind of like a membership club that allows you to go buy beers and all that kind of stuff. When you're dealing with the wild fermented stuff, the kind of barrel-aged stuff, it takes a while to kind of cultivate a kind of collection of stuff, so it's kind of smart so it doesn't run out of beer quick. But this is the first one of the first ones from the series. My buddy Keith is a member. He brought it by. We're going to drink it. On the side here, it says, a blend of Saison with multiple Brett strains, re-fermented and Alphonse mango sourced from India, and mixed culture sour wheat ale racked in a whiskey barrel from Caledonia Spirits in Vermont that previously held gin. Bottle condition with Brett in June 2019. Brewed by and bottled by Muckraker Beermaker, Franklin, New Jersey, 5.1%. So, let's see. Ooh, okay. That be lively. At least the little hiss there was lively. Oh man, that looks like hot garbage to me. Oh, listen to it. Can you hear it? Snap, crackle, and pop. It's like Rice Krispies in that motherfucker. She looks kind of like mango juice, carbonated mango juice. Super rocky, pinky finger of a kind of just off white head with that rich kind of. It looks like mango juice. It does. Just rich, thick, turbid. It would be confused with a hazy if it wasn't for how rocky and how soapy that kind of head kind of looks on there. But she looks really fucking pretty. Let's get a nose. That smells fantastic. I think you're getting a little bit of soft, kind of like bubblegum, phenolic, banana phenolic from the yeast that kind of combines with that mango to give you this kind of soft, kind of mango puree kind of thing going on. And there's a nice citrus component to it, too. That could be your bread at work, could be a little hops at work, or it could just be that combination of all that working together and the mango kind of leaning on there. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm getting a ton of gin on this. To be perfectly honest with you, there is a soft kind of like herbal botanical thing going on, but it's not like spirit driven. And I do get a nice soft kind of vanilla. Could be a barrel thing too, but she smells delectable. She smells fucking rich, delicious. Let's dive in. Cheers. Well, here's the deal. It's the most dangerous beer in the history of mankind. Is what that is. It reminds me of like a high-end restaurant fruit kind of dessert, like some kind of like mango, like a mango puree shortcake kind of dessert. And the reason why I say like a high-end restaurant elevated thing, because it lacks sugar. It's not super sugar forward. A lot of times in high-end restaurants, they kind of eschew the American, I want sugar and sugar and sugar. And what they do is they use the natural sugars that are in fruit, and they use that, and the desserts tend to be a little bit more kind of tempered when it comes to the sweeter side of things. Not that they're savory, they're just not overly sweet. And that's kind of where this goes for me. It has like a puree pudding kind of creme kind of thing going on it. So the mango's beautiful. Not overripe. Not overly sweet, but rich and vibrant. You get a nice dollop of vanilla from it. I believe that has to be coming from the barrel. There's soft citrus vibes floating around on it. I think that's your Brett at work there. I don't think it's a hot thing. I just think the Brett is just going bonkers on it in a very good way. And it's not overly funky, and it's not overly sour. It's more of when he says called an ale in there, I'm like, okay, it's going to be a wild fermented fruit beer. This is like kind of just borderline. It's more funk. Not even funk, it's wild, not even wild, I don't know what it is. It's a fruit beer, it's rich, it's delectable, it's delicious. It's tasty as fuck, is what it is. The only thing I would knock it on is that the fruit might be a little bit too heavy, to where it kind of overpowers the beer a little bit. And the fact that the gin barrel isn't really super explosive. You do get that soft little botanical. You get that big vanilla component, so I believe that's there. When I think of gin, I think of it being a little bit more gin expressive. That is not me knocking the beer. I think the beer is absolutely delicious. But when you're talking about what's on the label and what you expect from a beer, it's just not as gin forward. And not that I'm a gin expert, but my wife drinks it a lot, so I've had quite a bit. But it's tasty as fuck. Delicious. And honestly, this might be like one of, if not the best kind of wild fruit ale. I mean, I don't even know where to pigeonhole it. Fruited beer, non-hazy, non-malt forward beer that I've ever had from the state of New Jersey. I had quite a few. It was pretty damn tasty stuff. So let's talk about it. It is one of the best ones. One of the best fruited beers that I've had in quite some time. Definitely high up there, mind you. Value and availability, no idea. What was this, Keith? Do you remember? 15, I think? $15 for, what is it, $3.75? Ooh, there's a nice fly you're going to be able to drink in there, buddy. They're finding it. Even the flies want it. Yeah, $15 a bottle, I believe. Is this going to be just like a member-only kind of thing? Or is this going to be the public going to see this?
He said everything's one-off, so...
Everything's one-off, so I don't know about availability right now. Like I said, they just opened, so take that for what it's worth. And leave you with, if you like what we like this, if you like fruited beer. It's not, I wouldn't call this sour. I wouldn't even call it tart. I would just call it like a fruit-based beer. So if you like kind of lambic, but you want stuff that's not overly kind of lambic and creek and all those kind of beers, but you want them to skew more fruited rather than sour or tart, then this is going to do you proper. If you like mangoes, if you like high-end elevated desserts from fancy hoity-toity restaurants, and if you like people trying to do good beer, because that's what this is, good beer. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive if you want to check out the podcast. We do an interview with Tom over there at Muckraker, so check that out. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a nice little fruit beer right now. Hope to see you next time. Cheers.
Come here. Come say hello on the camera. Come on.
Come here. Come here, Mika. Come on, babe.
Over here.
Come here. I'll feed Pepper. You feed. There you go.